I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss a woman's ass. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Yeah, it's Friday. What's happening, Pam? That's the drunk, inebriated, glad that it's Friday. Holla. Yo, the voice of reason back in the building. HotButton-Radio -radio. I like to do a brief tutorial because a lot of people are still confused as to how to participate. Hey. Gang, 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 gang. Hey, I'm amped right now. A lot of people are confused. Listen, this is how you get down. Go to -radio.com. That's the network. You want to get down with the station? All you have to do is scroll all the way down once you get to -radio.com. Scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, and you'll see Hot Button Radio. Once you get to Hot Button Radio, just click. Click, 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 and you'll hear me live. All right? That's how you participate with regards to listening. So, before I get into, and Frank, I'm going to need you to put up all of these websites. Before I get into today's topic, you guys got to know Zoe is trying to do the VOR radio network. I have a GoFundMe page. The GoFundMe page is www.gofundme.com/ZO Williams. www.gofundme.com/ZO Williams. Okay? Well, you're turning me down. I can't hear myself now. Sorry about that. Yeah, that sounds better. Oh, we got VC on the line. What up, VC? I'm just promoting a few things.
Okay, cool.
You know, I love you, baby girl. We about to have this conversation. Jeez, Luatia, it's about to go down. Hey!
Oh, boy.
So I'm just telling people right now the importance of supporting the VOR radio network. The dream I have. I've been on the radio since 2007. We're in 2017. I think it's time for me to have my own network.
I think it's true.
And we have a lot of loyal fans who support Zoe Williams and his dream here. I'm not going to tell you Jesus told me. I'm not going to say I had a dream and Jesus said I'm supposed to be in a private jet. I'm not going to say that. But I know the people who listen to our show get fed spiritually, intellectually. There's wisdom, there's comedy, there's insight, there's inspiration, there's aspiration, there's motivation. Hell, there's even perspiration. So
I know that's right.
Because we got you sweating with these topics.
Yes.
So I'm asking everybody to go to www.gofundme.com/ZO Williams and support us, because this is Black History Month. And for the month of Black History Month, there's only 28 days. I want to raise $25,000. I think we can do it. $25,000, man. Kick off 2017 in the right way. I mean, it's too many followers.
Just $1,000 a day. It's just $1,000 a day. It's the price of a cup of coffee.
Wow.
Every day.
Tell them, Veronica. Jesus. I'm just saying. We've got 22,000 followers or subscribers on YouTube. We got 27,000 on Twitter. We've got 8,000 on IG. We've got another 8,000 on Facebook pages. I mean, come on. All of us together, the impact would be crazy. So now that I've gotten that out the way, now it's time. Lord have mercy. For today's topic, the voice of reason is world-renowned, famous for its topics. This one was inspired by unicorn logic. The unicorn made me think I must have this conversation. This conversation must be had.
It must be had.
Come. Bring your cute ass over here with that short haircut. I'm just going to invite some pretty girl that just walked into the studio. I'm just going to invite her in. I don't give two shakes of a fat rat's ass. That's how I get down. There she is. Go grab her. Grab her little cute self. I don't know what show she's supposed to be on. I
saw a little bit of your Periscope. I know you wild tonight. So
I'm wild tonight. She's just gorgeous. I just was like, come on in here. I don't give a damn who she here to see. Anyway. She was cute, huh? On the little slim Jada Pinkett side of the game. Woo. Bring your little woo looking ass in here. Hey, you know I don't care. Today's topic from 5 to 7 p.m. is patrimony versus matrimony. The supposed immaturity of monogamy versus the supposed maturity of open relationships. Oh, Jesus. Is monogamy relationships' life sentence?
Oh, no.
How you gonna do life with somebody that you don't love? You gonna do life just because y'all got kids? Just because Jesus said it was right? Uh-oh. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Don't play yourself. I want to hear your perspective. If most religious people believe that the Bible and other holy books are the literal words of God, then why do most people in America shirk open relationships, polygamy, polyandry in favor of monogamy as the preferred model of marriage and family building? Wow. Yikes. Which relationship model is more successful, monogamy or polygamy? Monogamy or open relationships? Which relationship model do you prefer, monogamy or open? Should polygamous relationships be the new social family structure in the Black community? Would that social structure do away with fatherlessness? Oh, Jesus. Veronica Conway, I hear you say it a lot. For some women, monogamy protects and buffers their insecurity and immaturity. Can you speak more to that notion?
Well, yeah, because I think that if you really go back and look at non-monogamy, some people now call it polyamory, some people call it polygyny, I think is what they call it. Throughout history, there's always been different configurations for the family and the relationship that were more village-based, right? It's kind of only here in the United. It's only been more recently that it's only been this construct of one man, one woman, white picket fence, yada, yada, yada. That's been more recent in history because people have organized around what worked for them culturally. And I think before we had this notion of guilt about sexual attraction, about how we naturally feel and are inspired by other people, before we had all that stuff programmed into us, and now all that stuff, at least for women, that it spawns the wedding industrial complex and the diamond complex, and it creates billion-dollar industries, right, around that, the idea of marriage. I think the current, they got an average, the current wedding right now costs about $35,000.
And you know what? And that's in the nation, right? That's the national average. If you go to New York, the average wedding in New York is $77,000.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yikes. Ugh.
So those are all. It's all industries. So, but back if you just begin to look at humans and how and you don't have a construct designed around them, and you let them function the way they're designed to function, then you'll find less monogamy because women are sexual and men are sexual.
Are you telling me
there's less restriction around that?
Are you telling me monogamy mutes feminine sexuality?
Yeah.
You had to think on that for a minute, didn't you?
Well, what I want to say about it is, women. Listen, you want a controlling woman, then make her put all the eggs in the basket of you.
Ugh.
Because then, if she's got to get all of her needs met through you, and you can't do that for whatever the reasons are, you can't meet all of her needs, and she's bound to you, right, sexually and in terms of all of that. But yet, so you see how it's just kind of set up to not really function well?
It's kind of set up to fail. Like the setup is flawed. Speak on it, Veronica. Tell us about the industrial complex, right? This big business that is marriage. The marriage industrial complex. I love the way you say it.
Diamond rings, and there's wedding dresses, and there's parties, and there's there's honeymoons, and nowadays I think they crowdsource all that, right? You can actually crowdsource your honeymoon if you can't figure out how to pay for it, and because all that shit it's a really expensive party. It's a really expensive party. And so, and by the way, I have clients. I coach, my clients are Alfred Edmonds, who's the senior vice president of Black Enterprise Magazine, and his wife, Vera. And they have a relationship. I've been coaching them to design a relationship program, and it's called the Grown Zone. And
I'm hip to them.
Yeah, they're my clients. And so one of the things that has happened as we've been working together, and I've been helping them design their program, is that they've been researching what a marriage cycle costs in America.
Wow.
So for the wedding, for all that stuff, an average marriage cycle, depending on the level of affluence of the couple, or the people in the relationship, it's between $100,000 and $300,000 per cycle.
Who got that kind of damn money just for a party?
No, I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about what it takes to merge households.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm talking about the setting up and the collapsing of households. All the things, not just the wedding cycle, but the marriage cycle typically costs. And that doesn't even count, because here's where I was going with it when I've been working with them, is there's also the opportunity cost of what happens when the breakup happens, because the vow is supposed to mean do death do us part. You kind of get more depressed if you're breaking up a marriage, plus you have all the legal and financial aspects to deal with if you haven't set it up properly. So now there's the opportunity cost of you not being able to function and all the stuff that you're giving up because of the pain of going through the marriage cycle. Now, I would dare say that if you're just cohabitating with someone, that would be less painful because you're not legally bound in the contract of it.
Well, let me ask you this question. Would you say that monogamy is established for melaninated people so as to serve as a type of buffer to keep our numbers comparable to that of white folk? I mean, because we are a naturally tribal, true or false, 73% or 73 to 93% of all the world's cultures have at one point been polygamous.
Absolutely.
So wouldn't that be an effective way to keep the numbers of the natives down? Yikes. I don't want to see it.
Well,
that way,
understand that European culture indigenous cultures weren't based on property in the way that they define it today through law and contract, right? So the only reason that marriage exists, and I'm not talking about spiritual wedding, because I know people.
We got to talk about that. We got to talk about it.
I've had spiritual wedding myself. It doesn't feel anything like getting legally married. Two different things. So there is spiritual wedding, and that is true, but that doesn't need a piece of paper to do it. So the European construct is designed because the egoic mind was so consumed with what was going to happen to its property once it left the planet that it wanted to make a provision that it was only providing for the bloodline of their direct genetics. And so that's where all that stuff emerges out of. The reason the tribes didn't do that is because they didn't have the same concept of property and contract that previous cultures had had.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in to the Voice of Reason on Hot Button Radio, Zoe Williams is at it again. I'm trying to wake your ass up. You know how you avoid the conversation you know you should be having, the conversation you know you should have had a long time ago? Everybody just don't you hate just finding yourself participating in some shit that you got questions for, but you find yourself participating in it anyway because everybody else is doing it? You don't want to be the one on the outskirts looking like an idiot because you didn't do it? Oh my God. We have a belief here in America that says you're better for being married and divorced and having gone through all of that shit than to not have done any of it. That's what kind of culture we live in. Like, you did all right for yourself. You got married, you had a couple kids, it didn't work out, but you know some shit because you went through it and the shit didn't work. You did good for yourself. Right. What the fuck? This is crazy, right? Veronica just outlined something.
And especially for women, too, because the whole women, that's changing now, but it used to be, well, if you didn't get married, then you ain't worth shit.
Right, you're not even a good woman,
as though your identity is dependent on whether or not you've married a man.
Right. Go get yourself a good man. Why can't this girl get a good man? She broken. There's something wrong with her. We get to send this motherfucker back to the factory.
Right.
That was a belief.
Right.
Is cheating just a form of unsustainable polygamy? The reason why it's unsustainable is because most people who are cheating are lying about it. And you know you can't sustain a lie.
It's without all that messy truth. It's the same thing without all that, having to worry about the truth part. Right.
Lord have mercy. Today's topic is just getting started. Why does it seem that a great deal of women appear to be pro-homosexual but anti-polygamy? Oh, pro-homosexual but anti-polygamy. We live in a culture that always has divergent ideas running concurrently. Somebody over here believes this way. Somebody over here believes that way. Somebody over there believes another way. And I believe all of these different beliefs and concepts and ideologies are there to keep everybody confused. How you gonna be pro-homosexuality yet anti-polygamy? What? Can you help me, Veronica? I'm confused. Jesus needs help.
Really, the thing is, so there's a few things. I think that people confuse and collapse what things really mean, and I think that you have to call things by their proper name to have clarity about how they show up in reality. So a lot of times people don't want to do polygamy or polyandry or polyamory or whatever you want to call it. I've never even labeled what I do something. It's just how I live when I'm living that way until I'm not, right? So but what's true is that we think of our a partner or somebody that we have deep connection and affinity for. We think of if they move outside of our relating, that's jealousy. We get jealous, but it's actually not that emotion. It's actually a fear of loss.
Say more.
It's different.
Go deeper. Say more.
Well, it's because we think I'm just jealous of the other person or their experience with the other person. Like I read somewhere, and it's kind of deep. I read somewhere on polyamory. It said that women are more afraid of emotional infidelity. Like a woman. What will a woman ask? Did you love her? Do you love her? You know, did you go to our special spot? And men are more afraid of sexual infidelity from a woman.
Right. That pussy
like,
mine.
Did you come a lot? Right? Did you have a bunch of orgasms?
Okay, stop, Veronica. Veronica, I need you to stop.
Yep.
Okay? Because you're touching on some of my insecurity right now.
All right.
Did you come? And you better not cheat on somebody and have him make you come. 'Cause I'm gonna have to kill both of you. Now I got to go get my gun.
Your billy club.
I'm gonna have to get that billy club now. Speak on it, Veronica. Right. That's crazy, though.
So we actually have a fear of loss of different things. I don't know that you can actually call it jealousy. It's really a fear of loss. For women, it's the fear of the loss of the emotional connection. For men, it's the fear of loss around the sexual connection and the experience. Like, in other words, what people assume that it means is, well, because you enjoyed that person, that means something about a loss of a connection in our relationship. But that's just a mindset.
But let me ask you, Veronica, are you saying monogamy perpetuates or maintains this fear? Is that what you're saying?
Well, here's what I would say. Because here's the thing. Because I'm never here to tell anybody that they should choose either or. They should choose what they authentically want to do. The thing is, are you doing it from an authentically powerful, reconciled, resolved space, or are you doing it out of fear?
Listen,
because if your predisposition is non-monogamy, then find somebody whose predisposition is the same.
But Veronica, let's just cut through the supposed. I know we don't want to speak in generality or in absolutes, but can we just agree that the world is a fear-based place right now in every aspect? Whether it's relationship, whether it's business, whether it's Donald Trump, whether everything is about fear. I mean, look at the insurance game. Insurance is based on fear. Some shit that might happen. You need to be covered, right? And I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but every aspect of our lives, to some degree, is governed by fear. Our parenting is governed by fear. I got to make sure they don't make the mistakes I made. I got to make sure I do my best job informing them of the pitfalls of life. You understand what I'm saying? At work, oh shit, I better not be late because if I'm late again, everything we do got some level of fear in it. So you mean to tell me relationship is somehow, unaffected by this fear? I think relationship is where the fear shows up the most.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And so one of the things, and there's about 500,000, I think, people that are openly stating that it's like a community of polyamory people out there, including one that's black and poly. I came across that, blackandpoly.com. I had no idea that existed. But
wait, poly?
About 500,000 black and poly.
Speak on it.
There's a whole website. There's a whole website dedicated to it. Which
really?
I didn't know existed. Mm-hmm. So there's about 500,000 people that are out, sort of in this, that are living in this lifestyle. So it's happening, and in some cases there are people that have chosen to become kind of liberated to it. But to speak to what you're saying around fear, one of the things that I think people have to realize is that even if you choose monogamy, the behavior of non-monogamy, it would actually bring a lot more power to your monogamous relationship. And so what do I mean by that?
Say more.
If you're going to interact with more than one person and have the courage to tell the truth about that and have them know about each other or even meet one another or whatever, it requires a deeper level of truth telling, doesn't it? You got to know what you want and need. You got to be willing to have honest communication about what other people want and need. So all of that, the illusion and the safety that comes with, well, we're together and we're monogamous, so therefore it's all assumption, that kind of goes away. You have to be a more honest communicator. You've probably got to be more together around wrapping up your stuff and managing STDs because you have a deeper level of communication. So I think what happens is that in monogamy, all that gets assumed and taken for granted until it's not. Just the level of communication that you would engage in is far more honest. So even if you were to bring that quality of communication to a monogamous relationship, it would benefit from it.
So why do you think dishonesty, this is going to be big. Why do you think dishonesty is so prevalent within intimate relationships?
I mean, there's a whole bunch of reasons for that. It's not being honest with yourself about what you really want. And if you're not honest with yourself, then you certainly can't be honest with another person. It's using relationships as coping mechanisms, and like you speak to, like as a vacation from real life, which it's not. It's actually an intensifier of real life.
Yikes.
It's an amplification of real life.
Yikes.
So that vacation ain't really what's going to happen. So I just think, and I think we've been programmed to use love and relationship as sort of this, a place that we can retreat into fantasy. I'm going to be taken care of. I'm never going to have to do my own spiritual work. Somebody's going to solve my problems for me. Somebody's going to wash my dirty drawers. Somebody's going to, all these things that we want to acquire in relating, right, that gets baked into relationship. But if you're not using like the Chama used to always say to me, if you're not using relationship to amplify and elevate your consciousness, then you shouldn't be in the relating.
Wow.
That's the purpose.
Whoa.
That is the purpose.
Yikes.
It's not about all this other shit that we find so cute. It's not about, you know what I call it? Gestures.
Say more. Say more. Go deeper.
So, you know how like every Valentine's Day you're supposed to get chocolate, dinner,
yes.
You're supposed to. Right. So, and it's not to say that celebrating love and connection and affinity and lust, that's not valuable, but to me, it's more spontaneous. It's not pre-programmed. And so I think what happens is that people get locked into a pattern of doing certain things as a gesture, and it ends up being hollow because there's no firepower underneath it. It's just a part of doing business as usual.
Damn.
So when we end up in situations where people are making a lot of gestures, then the relationship becomes empty because there's no truth behind it.
So watch this. I did what you expected, so I'm supposed to be good. We supposed to be good because I did what you expected.
Right.
People fail to realize you can't burn a coal twice. You can't use the same briquettes to start another barbecue.
Yeah.
Once you use it, it's over. Man, I keep trying to tell people, man, you think you got love, but what you really got is routine.
Yeah.
And if you think the energy of that routine is going to sustain what you misinterpreted as love, you got another thing coming. In about 7, 8, 9 years, you're going to get hit with, I'm against the wall with this. This is not working anymore. Oh, my goodness. Goodness gracious.
Absolutely.
People don't go into the situation with enough critical thought. Hey, this is forever, supposedly, according to this religious dude in the dress with the holy book, right? This is supposed to be forever. So nobody thinks about, does the average black person's idea of love, or the average person in general, does their idea of love include the concept of ownership. The average person is not thinking monogamy equates to ownership in a lot of ways.
Well, understand that what the guy in the pointy hat and the red shoes, what they were really saying when they established the institution of matrimony, matra meaning mother, money, it's about mother's money. It's about the state coming in and legislating the dynamics of your relationship.
Wow.
That's what it's about.
Matrimony,
if you don't believe
mother's money. Wow.
If you don't believe that the marriage as an institution, I don't mean spiritual marriage, but I mean legal marriage, isn't designed it's designed as a legal construct. Just try getting a divorce. Because listen, when you're all in love going down the aisle, ain't nobody talking about property and child support or what happens if and what happens if I get sick, and nobody's talking about all the things you have to deal with when you're actually in the throes of divorce.
Wow.
That's when it all comes out, is when you got to deal with it there, on the other side of it.
On the other side of the broke wallet gang. Because people don't understand. People don't understand. The number one indicator of wealth in America is marriage. The number one indicator of poverty is divorce. You can go down to Skid Row and see a gang of divorced men who lost it all because you got to take care of the woman. It's mother's money. Matrimony. Alimony. Child support. Fuck. Are we immature because we just want that one? Somebody call me right now. Area code 323-230-4610. That's 323-230-4610. It's 5:31 on the Voice of Reason. I'm about to take a quick break. And when we return, patrimony versus matrimony. Are you more mature when you're in an open relationship, polygamous relationship? Are you less mature when you're in a monogamous relationship? I'm on the line right now with author. She's not an author yet, but she should be. Jesus. She's just all-around genius, creator of Black Mastery Neuro-Linguistic Program. Jesus. There's so many incredible things about Veronica Conway. I'm on the line with Veronica Conway right now discussing this topic. Does the current context of how society perceives love and relationship limit the capacity for love? When we come back, matrimony versus patrimony. Holla. Yo. The Voice of Reason is back. That was the Snoop Dogg channel on Dash Radio. It's a lot of
That's hot.
It's a lot of fly channels on Dash Radio. Download the app. All right, share it with your friends. Very important that I promote some shit. I'm sorry, guys. Veronica gets on me about this too. Like, I don't do enough self-promotion. I don't promote all my products. I know the coaching, Veronica. I know. I should be coaching.
I mean, I don't even.
Just don't say anything. Just, Jesus. I reprimanded myself. Don't say anything.
All right.
Right here is my book, The Relationship Dismount. Listen, if you want a copy of this, there it is right there. Bam. If you want a copy of this book, right, go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com. If you order it right now, I'll mail it out to you tomorrow. It's just that simple. I'll go to the post office tomorrow and get you this book. It's a great book, 12 chapters. At the end of every chapter, there are exercises. You can't move on until you do the exercises. Why is this book good? It's a relationship workbook. It's a breakup, makeup, wake up book. It has a lot of concepts and ideas that would cause you to pause and think before you react in a lot of situations. And I always tell couples, because couples be like, oh, I'm afraid to read. I'm good. My relationship good. I don't need that. Good. Listen. Read this book because it is preventative medicine. A lot of times we want to get into action. You know, like the bum-ass students who try to wait until, oh, shit, the final is due tomorrow, and then cram 12 hours straight. No, don't wait until there's a problem. If you're in a good relationship, buy this book. along with other relationship books and read them with your woman while shit is good. Because you'll notice when things turn a little sour, you'll have tools. A lot of people, the reason why your relationship failed, a lot of people think it's money. But sociologists will tell you the reason why most relationships don't make it out of the dark times is because they lack conflict resolution skills. Right. This is a book packed with a lot of information. Your relationship is good. Read it with your boo together while shit is good. I promise you, a lot of the lessons and wisdom and information that's in this book will come back and you'll be like, oh, remember we read that? Okay, we can get through it. The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship is available on, Frank, can you put up this shit in the graphics? What's the iTunes, the iStore situation called? Is it the iStore? Apple Store? It's on iBooks. It's on iBooks. It's on Kindle if you want the digital situation. The physical copies are only available from me. I am ZOWilliams.com. Go there, click, buy your book. Now, back to today's topic. Yikes. It's ugly up in here. Veronica Conway checking all y'all, pulling up skirts, pulling down pants. Y'all motherfuckers is immature. Right? What about polygamy relationships or poly relationships or open relationships? What about those relationships and their impact on the recycling of black dollars and resources? Now, Veronica, I've heard you say this before too. When black dudes marry white women, they take black resources, especially these millionaires, they take black resources, millions of dollars, and give it to the white woman and her family after whatever goes wrong.
Right, which is crazy. That's crazy.
So all I'm saying, what about the recycling of black resources through polygamy, polygamy? What do you think of that?
Well, if you look at the Mooney twins, right?
Those my guys.
Daryl and Dwayne. Those are Paul Mooney's twin brothers.
Them boys is crazy than a bag of angel dust.
They crazy. I love. I've been knowing them forever. Forever. They put me on a conference call one night with Dick Gregory.
Right.
And this was back when I was first writing the black paper and, was running the Black Coaches Network. And Dick was like, don't be trying to set these black people free, especially not about their money. You know they're going to kill you. They're going to kill you if you keep doing that. Dick has me on the floor. But those guys, they introduced me to him, but those guys, they're real adamant. Not both of them. There's just one of them, I think it's Dwayne, that has a few women. And, he makes the case, and Chama used to make the case about when you have a village, so even if there's children present, if you've got somebody that can stay home with the children, and if you've got other people going out and making money, then as a collective, you can kind of grow stronger. I've never lived in that kind of environment, except when I was in the Black Panther Party as a child, right? Because we lived in a communist collective, so it wasn't polyamorous, but we lived in a communist collective where people came together and gathered sort of in a village-like fashion, so that it wasn't just one man and one woman alone, isolated. It was a community of people, right? So there can be a lot of advantages because you're leveraging whatever. If you're living together, living space, you're leveraging talent in the workplace, there's just more room to operate. When there's two of you, that can be a lot harder. There's the pressure cooker of two people, especially if there's children involved, becomes that much more intense because there's so much to do.
Veronica is hilarious. She just said a polyamorous relationship is more talented than a monogamous one.
I think you have access to more people, hence their talents.
More talents, more perspectives. I guess 4 brains are better than 2.
Well, think about it. So just think about it. So So think about if you're living in a couple love situation. Let's just say, what's the complaint that men have about women these days a lot? She don't cook enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than have that be beef between you, then, if there's multiple people in the situation, then potentially there could be someone who wants that part of it. In other words, not everybody is always capable of fulfilling all needs to an individual.
Wow.
And the pressure a lot of the external pressure that comes to people, I think, in relationship is that two people are now compelled to serve all of these needs. You got to cook. You got to fuck right. You got to bring in enough money.
You definitely got to fuck right.
You gotta all this stuff, right? But if one of the parties for whatever reason can't do that, then it becomes a cauldron of resentment.
A cauldron of resentment. Is that why a lot of women are unhappy in their relationship? Is because they have all of these expectations. They expect them to be met. And then when they're not met, they're disappointed. And then they wake up and say, this ain't the guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yes, I think so. Because they say men are simple, right? I mean,
men are
not
simple.
all men are simple.
Men are simple. Veronica.
Men.
Men are simple.
Yep.
Suck,
I've dated,
fuck, and appreciate, and we're good. Suck, fuck, appreciate, respect.
Right.
We're good.
Okay, I get that.
Suck, fuck, appreciation, respect. We're good.
I've dealt with some pretty complex men that has complex needs.
Oh, you appreciate me? Good. My dick is hard. Oh, you don't appreciate me? My dick is soft. I'm just saying. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, you respect me? My dick is hard. Hey, you're disrespecting me. My dick is still hard. I'm going to go fuck your sister. Oh, I'm sorry. Finish your thought, Veronica.
Right. No, you're right. I mean, here's the thing. So if either party is kind of wired to build an empire, the needs become more complex. I've dated some very complex men because they were building complex institutions on the earth, right? So their needs, in a woman even, are more complex if she's to meet him in the money space, the energy space, the planning space, the business space, the nurturing space. Like the more complex your vision, the more complex your needs are in a partner.
I like that. Say more. Go deeper into that because a lot of people are confused. Like when the more complex your vision, the more complex it is to meet the needs of that particular person. Right?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
So from that angle, say this person with this complex vision of life, right? The person that they have in their life might be serving a particular purpose.
Correct.
Right? And then when that purpose is somehow not, or the needs of that purpose isn't being met by that person, regardless of what oath or what belief they promised to uphold, they tend to cheat on that idea with that person. Correct?
Well, I would just say that men that are building, I don't know, when you're trying to build an empire, there's just so much more need. And here's why. And so let me say this to still be loved.
Oh shit.
The reason that in my experience and in my observation with other situations that were somewhat akin to mine, that's why real alpha males do not trip on non-monogamous partners.
Oh, they don't give a fuck. It's more like, hey, go on with your distraction. The pussy was cool.
What you do. I'm doing what I do.
I'm over here.
The places that we can come together and build are the places that we do that, and the places where you get your needs met are fine because I got to get these other needs met over here. Wow. And I would just say that most men that are building empires have a more clearly defined idea of what the multitude of their needs are.
So, Veronica, are you telling me...
They have to define them. They have to define them really clearly to get to build the empire.
Veronica, are you telling me the less shit you got going on, the more clingy you're going to be with your significant other?
I didn't put it in those words, but I'm just talking about complex men.
I'm just saying, if you ain't got shit going on but your relationship, you're going to be hella territorial about that relationship because that's all in your life account. Your life account just got a relationship in it. That's fucked up.
No.
Your life account is empty, basically, nigga. You just got a relationship in it. Wow. Yikes. Ugh.
Well, think about it. I mean, think about even if you've got a woman sitting at home, right, that watches TV all day, and like at some point, what is she able to contribute? If you're trying to get big things done that are complex, that are vast, how does that work?
You know what's interesting? I like when you bring this kind of stuff up because what I do, I like to marry thoughts that appear to be divergent. I like to reconcile them. And what's crazy is I've never understood it fully. You with, say, a Malcolm X or a Bruce Lee or somebody really fucking great, and they have a mission, and you get in the way of the mission because you ain't getting enough attention. Do you understand?
Yes.
Like,
holy shit.
Do you understand? This motherfucker's about to change the world, and you on his team, and then you want to derail the movement because this nigga didn't notice you got your hair done. Speak on that.
Well, I mean, and that's true on both sides of the equation, because
I got you.
Because if people are on about it, like my ex-husband used to say, the only time Veronica gets pissed off is when you come between her and the calling that she's answering.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Go deeper. Getting between the calling. Don't fuck with a nigga and then try to get in between him and his calling. If you gonna be with him, you gotta ride with the relationship he already got, which is with his calling. Speak on it.
Right. And he would say, like, there's something that you are answering to, and I can't see it. And I feel like what he really wanted me to do was just to sit down and stare at him and pay attention to him all day because he caught me and he married me and he was like I'm a bird or some shit, right? That's what he really wanted. But I was answering to the call. And so he'd get jealous. He'd say, I can't believe you're in there getting paid $400 an hour to laugh on the phone all day with other people.
You hating ass nigga. What a hater. So wait a minute. Let me get deeper. Let me get deeper. Wait, let me get deeper, Veronica. Let me get there with you. Let's come together on this motherfucker. Don't just save it all to yourself. Now, you mean to tell me you can be in a polygamous relationship without engaging with another person? You could be engaging with your purpose, and then the person you're in the relationship with could see that as being cheated on.
A threat.
Woo!
Yeah, as a
say
threat.
more.
Because again, they perceive it as a loss of attention, right? And so that's why I think, like, you got to get your girl picker and your boy picker straight. You have to know what you want and need before you enter into any kind of scenario with anybody. Because, by this time, I've learned enough to not set my needs aside to cater to someone's attention. Because here's the thing. In any relationship, the lowest common denominator sets the pace.
Wow. Say it again. So,
the lowest common denominator sets the pace.
Go deeper.
So
set it up.
I do team building. I've coached relationships. I've coached successful divorces. I've worked with people that have to find ways to accomplish performance. And the person that's the weakest link always sets the pace, because somebody got to come back and help them pull their thumb out of their mouth or thumb out of their ass or whatever they got going on. So you got to slow down to meet people that are clamoring for your attention. Now, here's the thing. If you're with a peer or you're with somebody that's on about what they're on about, you want to give them your attention. You're actually clamoring for it yourself because they warrant it. But if somebody's just sitting there saying, pay attention to me and come off your game because my need for your attention is more important than your purpose, that's a fucking problem.
Yikes. Listen, I'm going to cheat on my woman all day in America with my purpose. And it ain't going to be cheating. It's going to be an open, polygamous relationship. When my woman show up, she going to show up knowing that purpose is my bitch. And I'm fucking my bitch every day.
Right. As it should be.
Hey, meet purpose. I've been fucking purpose since I was 8. Welcome to the Voice of Reason. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Miss Lips.
Oh, shit. Here we go. Hey! Miss Lips resumes her telephone role.
My nipples are hard.
Your nipples are hard. And here we go.
Okay. Yes, I'm talking about dicks and monogamy and polygamy. That's hard to me, honey. God damn it.
So sign me up for all that.
Jesus.
I'm saying because I'm telling you, being with a hater could make you sick.
Ooh.
It could make your eggs dry up, man. I had to come and see me get some homegrown dick, nigga.
Yes. I've literally been in arguments. I've been in arguments with men, and I could feel the bitch energy on them, and my ovaries would start to ache, and I would go, "What is that?" And it'd be like, "Oh, it's like your ovaries ache when somebody is really like in that needy." It's horrifying.
Wow.
It is. It is, and vice versa for men. I believe that y'all nut just go up y'all back, like y'all get back pain.
Yep.
So if you got some back pain, though,
it's probably because the semen is up your spine now. What the fuck?
Exactly. You need to let it go.
Wow.
You need to let it go. I'm just at a point now where if you can't meet me halfway, and I said this on the show, mentally, spiritually, you don't have to meet me financially. So that money will come. Money will always come, especially if you're divine. You can place money, and you can intuitively come. Somebody might die, or somebody might just give you money. Money will come. Your pussy will sell money, okay?
Uh-oh.
You can do a twerk video and get money,
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, the phone lines are open. Miss Lips got through, so that means you can too. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Give us one more heater, Miss Lips.
I would say this. This is what I say. You have to be very open-minded. You have to be more open-minded to every concept that comes your way.
Wow.
You have to be open-minded.
We appreciate the call, baby girl. Thank you so much for reaching out to us. We miss you. Hopefully, you'll be back in LA soon and you can participate when you get through here. Yeah?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, it's always good to get a fresh dose of Miss Lips.
Totally.
No, but this conversation is real. Like, this is a real conversation. Sometimes relationship isolates and insulates us. My little world with my person, and then everybody else is on the outside. We have an inner circle of people who can approach us two together, but for the most part, this is our little world until we become enemies, and then we go back to the inner circle people. We draw sides again. But the point that I'm trying to make is sometimes that isolation and insulation, it reverberates out to our community. If we were more like a community at home, we would probably be more effective in the community, because when we go home to a community. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, I mean, I'm just posing questions. I'm not trying to be right. I'm trying to investigate the issue. Again, monogamy's problems are they produce a sense of ownership, right? They produce a sense of isolation and insulation. And what happens on any level in your life, just because you're experiencing it, doesn't mean it doesn't happen in other areas of your life. I keep saying, how you live is holographic. You can't be a mess over here and neat over here.
Right.
No, you're going to be a mess everywhere. That mess is non-local.
Right.
We got callers on the line. Caller, where you calling from and what's your name? Holler at us. The Voice of Reason is live.
Hello?
What's happening?
Hey, Zoe, it's Lonnie.
What up?
I called the Zoe What show, but I hung up because I was thinking, me and my friends, right? We get into relationships with girls, but sometimes it feels like we need them more than we should. So, like a friend of mine, he, lives with his girlfriend, and I was telling him, because we would, have to make it on our own, whether, we knew her or not, I feel like today, millennial men really don't need to live with centennial women. So, I feel like we really
Centennial or millennial women? You said millennial men. Younger. You said millennial men shouldn't live with millennial women?
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Is that what you? Okay, cool. Finish your thought.
And I was just saying how we the relationship wouldn't work with us when we live with our girls because she it's easy for her to make money regardless of whether we're around or not. So if we separate ourselves with our living arrangements and then meet her in places where it's in a public space, and then we talk to her and build our relationships there, then we could separate ourselves and then come back and engage and discuss what we went through when we were not together.
Hey, he brings up an interesting... Hey, brother, I appreciate the call. He brings up an interesting point. If you want to bring up an interesting point, just call us right now. The number and the phone lines are open. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Get there right now before they fart out. 323-230-4610. That's the number to dial. We got another one? Wow. That was an interesting point. This is what I tell my 20-year-old millennial son. This is what I tell him. Have and keep your own shit for as long as you can.
Yes.
You just build your shit, have it, keep it, maintain it for as long as you can. Because
that's right.
You're a man, you gon' find that one, you gon' love that one. And to be honest with you, you're going to have a kid with that one, and you're going to wind up merging everything with that one. And it's just par for the course. But you got to be smart. You can't do that with everybody. Not everybody you sleep with is worthy of your legacy.
Right.
And that's for men and women. Not everybody you sleep with
and
worthy for your legacy. Wait, Veronica. Callers are live. We got to get them. Caller, where are you calling from?
Yeah, Darnell,
Tuscaloosa, Alabama. War Eagle. No, fuck them. Roll Tide. Let's go. Speak on it.
Yeah, Veronica, she on fire tonight.
Yeah, she is, huh?
But yeah, I wanted the concept about the relationship. I got a concept. It's a thing called I call it 7.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it's the horse eye or the all-seeing eye, like the 7 elements. Basically, you got all the 36 elements that you need to actually see what you need to see. Really, basically, breaking down to like a 3D prism. Basically, that's why they say you on your square.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Whatever you see, all things good, bad, and all that the same. And basically, it basically produced in your liver. You have the dark energy and the matter energy, producing your liver. And the dark energy produce negative thoughts and corn liquor and bad foods and all that. That's where the dark energy comes from. And then the matter energy it produced through positive thoughts, through creative thoughts, like what Veronica talking about, and good food and stuff like that.
Hey, man, I didn't understand a damn thing you said, but I appreciate it. I got to go study it. Listen, this forum is open for every thought form.
Hold on. Let me finish. And basically, whatever that is goes into, like, the gall, the gallbladder. And basically, like, for women, it's even deeper into the uterus. And basically, it's basically the gall is like the water, what Veronica was talking about in the and going into the woman's water.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that through the gall. So whatever you produce is even the dark, which still creates, but it only create destruction, and which is in the matter, which is creative, which you're going to attract people in the waters of the creative stuff, like basically like through the sea. You know what I'm saying? Like dark energy is like kind of like a river, like basically producing catfish.
Okay, bruh. I've been more than generous. Come on now. You got to wrap it up. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds. Wrap it up.
Basically my point is on the relationship. I think like the best relationship is the two people that can't prey on each other, which is you could be creative through that, not being able to prey on each other because you steady learning. So in doing that is, other than that, when you're together and you in the destructive form, is doomed from the start.
Okay. Well, thank you, man. We're going to have to get a side class, later on. We can't do the whole dissertation right now. But I appreciate the call from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Thank you for the information. I'm trying to be nice.
Piggyback on that? Can I piggyback on that?
Yes, you can. Please piggyback so I can calm down.
So the other thing is, I don't think that people actually know enough about themselves to actually make discerning choices. So when I learned about Chinese astrology, then I really began to understand who was going to be compatible with me functionally and who was going to be incompatible with me. It turns out, my ex-husband was my nemesis in Chinese astrology. And so we had to, everything that I tried to do, he would try to undo and vice versa because the energy was in conflict. There's another system called the secret language. And I think if you go to thesecretlanguage.com, and I just came across this recently, there's another typing system that looks at compatibility. And so the reason that I think it's important to look at some of those systems is because you can operate and be in a certain amount of conflict and not even really know why. The same is true with like human design. Your human design cannot match up and you're in conflict and don't know why.
Wow. And
right?
don't
understand the dynamic.
And when you don't know why, you won't know what is a correct answer.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Veronica.
The other thing is go ahead.
We've got a couple more callers. I want to just grab them real quick. Caller.
Go ahead.
You're on the Voice of Reason. Where are you calling from?
Hey, what up, Zo? Hey, man, this is Moon Beach Hill, man, out of ATL.
ATL in the building. What up, them Falcons, boy? What's happening?
Hey, we ready, man?
Yeah, I know it.
Already, look, I want to give you a shout out, man. You know what I'm saying? You're doing a lot, helping others out, man. You know what I'm saying? Spreading good game. You know what I'm saying? Preaching the word, man. It's like the gospel out here, man. We need it. But as far as the relationships go, man, look, my thing is, I think polygamy could help us get on our square because, to be able to manage a situation like that, you got to have good management skills.
Yeah.
You got to be on point. You got to have a good relationship with each woman that you with, and then you got to help them manage the relationship between themselves. And you got to have your bankroll right. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be half like a psychologist. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different things. And as far as the cheating aspect, I mean, if you come into the relationship with deceit and dirt and bad intentions, I don't think that's a good foundation for us. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna fall. You don't want to rock like that.
Exactly.
You want to try to be honest and up front. So, I ain't gonna hold you too long.
Hey, man, I appreciate the insight. I appreciate the information. ATL in the building. Let me tell you right now, I'm going for the Falcons. I appreciate the call, famo. You're on the Voice of Reason. Where you calling from? What's your name?
Man, Brandon.
Brandon, what's happening, pimp?
Man, living, you know.
Yeah, man, we up here turned up. What you got to say about today's topic, my brother?
Oh, man, I'm just saying, man, I'm calling about the Bay Area. You feel me? About the East Palo Alto, man. I think that in order for anything to work, man, you got to get ran through the mud first.
Okay.
Because if you ain't going through it, you ain't going to understand the negative from the positive and, the good from the bad, basically.
Wow.
So there's no way a relationship that's going to work if you don't have no point of reference from, what's really going on.
Right. No, I can smoke a bag of that. Bay Area in the building. Hey, thank you for the call. We appreciate your insight. Listen, that was East Palo Alto. We went from Alabama to Atlanta to East Palo Alto. If you want to bring your city into the building, the phone lines are wet. Give me a holla, 323-230-4610. Veronica Conway. There are a lot of people out there that are conflicted. When we look at Noel Biederman, founder of AshleyMadison.com, a website designed for married couples to cheat, right? Got too much to lose. We've already broken down the economics of marriage. Number one indicator of wealth. Divorce, number one indicator of poverty. Cheaper to keep them, but I'm sick of yo ass. I'm going to go fuck somebody that I met online through a protected service, which wasn't so protected last year or the year before it got busted.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
But cool. All right. So while all of this is going on, I mean, look at the dichotomy of marriage in America. Only 1 in 2 of them motherfuckers work. 50% divorce rate if you add the 10 to 12% of legal separations, right? So that's 50%, right? We got another caller. Bring them on, and I'll finish that. All right, so we got that 50% divorce rate. Then there's another phenomenon happening, the sexless marriage. There's 27 to 40 million couples in America on the we ain't fucking each other tip. Now, we ain't fucking each other, but we cheating with this online service. Something's wrong with monogamy in marriage. Welcome to the Voice of Reason. What's your name? Where you calling from? Holla.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yo, what's good, man? Hey, Zo. Man, I'm a huge fan, bro. My name is Jeff. I'm out of Charleston, South Carolina. I've called before, but, man, it's good to see y'all doing y'all thing again.
Word. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it.
But I just wanted to give a shout out, and also too, I wanted to give. I remember a long time ago, you guys talked about this. You had a guy on who was a lawyer, like a relationship lawyer or something like that. He talked about how being in relationships that were with domestic abuse and marriages, and he also referenced this documentary called Divorce Court. Man.
Oh yeah,
That documentary, like if you have any second thoughts or any notions of like you think you in a bad relationship, you should watch that video to really put things in perspective of the lasting consequences of not following your intuition and like going through something you're not comfortable with, because that thing will change your whole perspective.
Hey,
That's
man.
all I had, man.
Hey, for real, though, I appreciate the call. Thank you for chiming in, man. The Voice of Reason is live. That was Charleston, South Carolina. You want to bring your city into the building, all you got to do is reach out right now, 323-230-4610. You're on the Voice of Reason. What's your name and where you calling from?
What's up, man? This is Gerard at H-Town.
What's happening, Pim? Super Bowl City. Holla at us, man.
Yeah. Hey, it's going down here, man.
I know it's lit out there. What's the word, bro?
Man, I just want to speak on the what y'all talking about, the polygamous relationships.
Yeah, you know you in one right now. She just don't know about the other one. Speak on it, Pam.
I ain't in one. I ain't in one. I'm in search of one though. That's what I'm looking for. Though.
I feel you.
Yeah, man. Like lately, like I just came to it, man. That's what I'm gonna need, man, because I'm gonna have to fuck around, man. And like, I basically been searching for like a girl that like girls like me, so we can go out and have our fun together, man.
Nah, hey, but listen.
Like
let me just tell you this real quick.
Ahead.
Homie. Tell the truth about it. I'm a nigga who I was lying a lot early. And well into my 30s, I was on some, yeah, but nah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now. That shit backfires, and it makes lifelong enemies out of people who were probably destined to love you. So just tell the truth. Tell
the truth.
Listen, man, it's part of manhood. Being responsible for the mess you made. If you shit in the bed, change the sheets, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just what it is.
That's real,
That's what he's saying. He's saying he wants to find another woman to go out and find other women. That's what he's saying.
But I'm just telling him to be honest and open when he's having these conversations. Any bullshit, she's going to internalize and then weaponize when she finds out.
I already know, man. Hey, man, but, man, it's my first time calling in, man. I be listening, but I don't never call in.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, bruh. I really do.
I'm going to keep calling in, man. 5150 all day, man.
5150, my brother. Holla.
Yeah, nigga.
Appreciate it.
I'm in the grocery store, man. People looking at me like I'm crazy and shit.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, though. Thanks, man. Again, thank you.
Man. Keep
Listen.
doing your thing.
All right, bro. Listen, we're about to take a quick break. Yo, can we take this break, Nick? Let's take a quick break so Nick can handle his business. We'll be back at 2.2. We're going to wrap up this show. It's been fire. We'll be back at 2.2. Yeah, the voice of reason has returned. Did Babyface and his bullshit form of fantasy romanticism make women immature as it pertains to fucking monogamy? I'll pay your rent. I'll clip your toenails soon as I get home from work. Bitch, you better leave me the hell alone. I need an hour and a half. Silence. I'm just saying. I'm being funny, but I'm also being serious. Did R&B do it? You know, R&B is a great escape. Music is a great escape for relationships, right? And a lot of times we will formulate our religious beliefs on some shit we heard in a record. Isn't that a terrible way to look at it though? Like, but for real, like, a lot of people will get a relationship concept from a record.
Yeah.
This is what I tell my daughter about that. Don't get caught up in a motherfucker's talent. Know the difference between talent and character. You could be talented than a motherfucker and not have no character. You see what I'm saying? So be able to distinguish between talent and character. And a lot of times, just because somebody who is talented said some shit, we get swept away. This is why charismatic preachers are winning. All they got to do is say some shit that sound good, and you think because it sounded good that it is by default correct. It could be a logical absurdity. Zoe, what is a logical absurdity? Can God create a rock that is so heavy even he couldn't lift it? It's a logical absurdity. There's no way to prove it. It doesn't even make sense, but it sounds smart, right? Because you'll end up, they call it the omnipotent, what is it? The omnipotent, what's the word? Quandary, right? Or, you know, it's a quandary, right? Like, wait a minute. He's omnipotent. Logically, if he's omnipotent, he can do anything. But could he create a rock that is so large and heavy that even he couldn't lift it? That's absurd. But it sounds smart. Sounds like, aha, I got you. Right? So just because it sounds smart doesn't mean that it is smart. And just because Babyface sang it so well doesn't mean it should be a cornerstone core belief of how you build your relationships. See, this is how real men supposed to be. They supposed to pay your rent. They supposed to wash your back. They supposed to fix the car. They supposed to make dinner. They supposed to pop lock and do the boogaloo all after work. What? Veronica, am I lying?
That's why I think that people, in other words, you can't really come into a relationship if you don't know yourself.
Right.
So, and part of knowing yourself is knowing what you're on about.
Say
you know what
that.
I'm saying?
Say
Like,
more.
I've always been about building an empire, and that has a very complex, demanding set of needs, skill sets. It requires me to access spiritual life and business life and leadership life and all kinds of things that goes into that. It's a complex life, and not everybody is really going to gangbang for that. They're not really all on about that, and I think you have to know that in advance of dealing with somebody, because there is nothing worse than getting into a situation where somebody said that they are about it, said that they're about creating this vision with you, but then they sit down, but they're not really. They're not really going to do what it takes to realize that. And so if you're looking at a relationship, not only in the context of the deep affinity and connection that you have for each other, but you're also looking at it in terms of the vision that you have with each other and whether that vision is aligned or not, then what someone's role and responsibility is, let's say around the house or around money, that becomes clear once you've defined the vision.
Wow.
In other words, if you're saying that the vision needs money, and this could be a vision for a business, it could be a vision for your kids, and I had a vision for my kids, and they turned out like I envisioned them, right? But it had a whole set of very complex requirements and things that I had to do and that they had to do to realize that. Private schools, it's a complex thing. And so if you're answering to the vision, then what's required for people to do to show up and participate and contribute to it? The vision defines that.
Ladies.
The vision defines that.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Veronica Conway. She said you need a love gangbanger. You need a vision partner.
Or a few.
Woo! This shit is cold-blooded tonight. If you want to participate in tonight's conversation, the phone lines are open. It's really, really, really important to call us right now. The number to dial is 230-4610. Caller! You're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yo, am I on?
Yeah, pimp.
What's up, Zoe? What's up? Hey, what's up, cuz? It's Ron, man.
Hey, Ron. What up, pimp?
Hey, Ron.
What's going on? How you doing, Veronica? How you doing?
Yeah, we out here.
Man, I've been meaning to call y'all for the longest, man. I just got off work, man. I just caught the ending of it, and I don't think people understand the whole polygamy thing. It's two kind of concepts with it. It's like, how would it be? And I don't know if y'all touched on this already, but if you're a man and you have two women, that's 3 incomes in that household.
Whoa.
That means you could split the bills 3 different ways.
Y'all motherfuckers wealthy.
Right. You know, and you all can help each other's credit to get it better, to build. And see, I don't think people understand that's what polygamy meant for in the past, in the beginning. It wasn't about sex. It was about building. Yeah, so I don't think they understand that. And then 2, I don't think women understand how they outnumber us men.
The sheer numbers. Jeez.
It's not even close, man. And if they realize that, and look, if they're going to have to eventually realize, like, look, we're going to have to share him one way or another. If I want a good man, we're going to have to share one way or another.
Either he's going to be with you and cheat on you with me, or he going to be with me and cheat on me with you, or we going to all be together under the consent of the king.
And be cool all about it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Muster the whole harem. Hey, man, I love the call. I love the insight. Thank you very much. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Call us right now to get your point of view in. That was big. Listen, you got to share him anyway. or convert and become a taco taster. If we just do it on the numbers, every woman can't have a man of her own to herself. So she's going to get cheated on, or she might as well just join the team and build some shit.
And you know what's so deep about that, though, is the moment that I took a stand about that in my own situation, because you got to remember, I confronted my husband and said, listen, you're on notice because you've been acting crazy, and I'm not doing it no more, and I must have been crazy when I fucking decided to engage with you, but I'm not crazy anymore. So here's what's happening. Here's who I'm gonna engage with. You can like it or not. This is what's happening now because I'm actually free and autonomous, and I'm choosing how I'm going to conduct my life because I can't have it led by crazy, right? So, but here's the interesting piece: the fiercer, and that's a whole. I'm telling you, to be able to have that conversation and to have it like the truth of it, and to square off with every bit of it, it illuminates and ignites your soul in a way that I cannot describe. You become on fire with the truth. And the funny thing about that is that actually since then, most men that I've dealt with have been trying to get me married. Every single one of them. They're like, can we get married? Can we get married? Can we get married? And I'm like, and I enter into it with full disclosure, but it actually is it's actually strangely, counterintuitively more compelling when you're free and then men try to, and I don't do it as a device or a gesture, it really is my stand. And that's when they want to get you on lockdown. It's crazy.
Veronica, we know that there is a natural glitter that comes from your yoni juice. The average man is going to try to lock that magically delicious yogurt up. It's in our nature.
But it's
how the fuck we going?
Because I answer to the truth. And believe me when I tell you that doing it and standing up and claiming my truth was a crucible of fire. Everything burns off of you spiritually.
I like that.
In that act. It burns off of you because, again, some people are designed for I say like twin situations. People are designed for monogamy, and I've seen that and I've witnessed that.
No, that's true though.
Or I've seen that they're complete with each other, right? But you have to know what that is, and you have to even know how to manage that. There are mates out there that are complete. What I'm saying is that there's something that happens when because if you think about it, if that's the big lie in the middle of our lives, our attraction and our affinity, our sexual affinity with other people, if that's the lie in the center of our lives, and we bother to light that shit on fire, then it ignites our whole life. It's the most powerful thing you can do.
You know what's interesting? We did a show on the Zo What Show where we were talking about how black people are going over to atheism. You saw the preacher on YouTube. He dropped a video talking about how historically the Bible is not true, and it went viral, it went crazy. Listen, I always tell people, don't let fear get you to divorce one bullshit idea for another. Right? Because fear... See, let me tell you something about freedom. Freedom doesn't need a net to catch it. Fear is always going to say, where the net at? I'm not jumping off of nothing until there's a net. Right? So that religious dude, went and was like, Bible, religion, all that stuff is fake. And then they said he went towards atheism. Right? I always say I fuck with God. I just don't fuck with dogma and religion. Me and God, cool. I just don't. And I'm cool with not defining God. Right? I'm cool with God not being an anthropomorphized man, old man sitting in the cloud with a beard and white. I'm cool with that. He ain't got to be that. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is when I lose one belief, I got to have some other kind of belief underneath me so I'm not just free falling. You see? Same shit happened in relationship. You see what I'm saying? So you get some people who want to participate in something, you know, oh, well, let's do this because the other thing didn't work. Sometimes it's okay to not have that net underneath you.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about fear making relationship choices, oh, I'm going to be monogamous because this unreconciled shit I got with my dad leaving my mom and me, my abandonment shit. So now I'm monogamous. I'm pro-monogamy because monogamy is my preferred coping mechanism. Now, whoever marries me or dates me has to marry my mechanism, my coping mechanism. See, when you say be monogamous because that's how you're spiritually aligned, that's different than fear signing an executive relationship order.
That's different.
That's
different.
Nigga, it get funky when you gotta have these kind of conversations. It get real funky. Now, how many men you know are broken down, dilapidated fiats, relationship fiat? Well, I might as well get married now because who gonna take care of me? Why? And there are women out there that will marry this nigga. At the end of his testosterone gas tank. Do you understand? The testosterone in the tank is on E. Well, might as well give on in. This one doesn't put up with all the bullshit. I ain't got no more bullshit left in me. She's still here. Might as well make an honest woman out of her. Do you understand? To me, that's a lie, too. My thing is, the most attractive man for a woman is typically the motherfucker she can't have or control. I'm just saying. Because a lot of, and correct me if I'm wrong, Veronica, fear has a lot to do with the way women choose men today. You tell me, Veronica, am I lying about that?
Well, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Listen, I think if you come into contact with a certain caliber of man, you're choiceless.
Speak on it.
You're choiceless. If he's running his testosterone, his vibration, his spirituality, his whatever that is, if he is fully engaged in that, you walk up to him and it's like your pussy doesn't have a choice. Your heart doesn't have a choice.
Your pussy ain't got a choice.
Because he's in his polarity, so he's activating you.
Your pussy don't have a choice.
The same is if when you're a woman and you're really running feminine power, you walk into a room of men and all their dicks get hard, and it's not because it's not even looking at you. It's not even like they're looking at you sexually, but what they're responding to is polarity. Right? And a woman that's running a feminine polarity will always activate the opposite polarity. The same with a man. If you come into contact with men that are really running high vibration, you're choiceless. It's not about your control.
Wow.
It's not about you having control. So I think that it's easy for women to get into a posture where they want to find a man that they can control, but a wild nigga isn't controllable, and neither is a wild woman.
Ooh. Let me just say this. Fear equals control. Freedom equals spirituality. Where there's spirituality, there is freedom. There's no forcing. There's no, I got to make this work. If this doesn't work, what's going to happen if I don't get this? There's no fear in freedom. Now, control is the polar opposite of freedom. See, people don't understand that. See, that's why people who lack inner freedom seek to control the the person in the relationship so they can make sure that they're going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that kind of person. I like what Veronica said. I want a vision partner. Let's put this motherfucking spirit, mind, body focus together and build out a fucking dynasty. But that can't happen if you got somebody just like, oh man, you got to get in one of Veronica's seminars, man. Like her little web seminars. Them shits is crazy. When she broke it down,
shit down.
Man, she broke some shit down. She was like, if you are in fear while you're writing your business plan, your business mission, your statement, motherfucker, you are writing fear into the business. So if you're doing it in your mission statement, in your business plan, imagine what you're doing for your relationships. Monogamy becomes this motherfucking life raft away from your problems. Veronica, you got to help these people, please.
How would you?
I just love bouncing off of Veronica because she's like fucking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You can throw it near the rim, she'll grab it. She'll grab it.
Yeah. Well, so the thing is, I think that real relating, and I don't think that we have the luxury of being in unreal relating in this day and age. I just think there's too much at stake. I think, because here's the thing. So if you're in a relationship that is where the polarity is mismatched and it's damaged and dysfunctional, you can't. That becomes dangerous in this day and age. Like, I don't think you can afford it in this day and age to not have absolute clarity, absolute alignment, absolute functionality. Because if the ship goes down and you got to make a move, whatever kind of move that is, whether it's physical or in terms of building or in terms of how you have to manage some of the dynamics that are going to be happening and the forces that are going to be coming down the pike, then it can't be all on stutter. So
it can't be on
like,
stutter?
It's like we got to get this together, period, if we're going to get it together. Otherwise, don't.
You know what's crazy?
And see the consequences.
I'm talking all this polygamy shit. And to be honest with you, nigga, I just want one chick. Just me personally. I just want one down-ash visionary. That's it. I need a badass visionary. Let me just vision some shit into being right now. You fucking Cleopatra.
Absolutely.
Nefertiti. Fucking angel with a unicorn horn. Gorgeous spiritual compliment to the Lord God Zoser. Come forth now. Muster the Hohirib. Bring her in. I'm sorry. I'm looking for I'm visioning right now.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I'm visioning. We need that. I need that.
Yep.
Listen,
totally get that.
We're going to take one more quick break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to do final thoughts. Veronica Conway, today's topic, the patrimony versus matrimony. Is polygamy a higher form of relationship? Is monogamy, does it have like insecurity and fear built into it? I don't know. We're going to wrap it up when we come back after these short messages. Yo, Veronica Conway, the Zoe Up, the voice of reason is back in the building. We got another crazy topic going on here. People are just tuning in. You missed it. The monkey lava that got laid down up in here. We're talking about monogamy, marriage to one person versus open relationships. I guess people say open relationships are less stressful. Jeez. Is monogamy relationships life sentence? Are you a lifer when you on that monogamy shit? Damn, I guess I would be. I don't know. Shit, I'm confused. Veronica, I want you to wrap it up for us. Oh, we got one more caller. Let's get that caller in here. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where are you calling from? Caller?
Red, calling from Missouri via California.
Missouri via California. Who is this?
Show me straight. It's Red.
What up, Red? Ah, shit. The whole crew, the whole gang is back. What up, Red? What's happening, Pin? Speak on it, bro.
Oh, man. I mean, this topic is right up my alley as far as
living, quote unquote, that lifestyle. I never really gave myself a label, but you have to understand, anytime that you're dealing with multiple people, you have to understand that if you're trying to control the situation, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. There's a part of a man that has to be present in the moment, and as the lady that I'm seeing now told me, that I live for experience. My grandmother told me when I was 14 years old that every relationship that I go into, I will know when that one is for me.
Got it.
And when it's time to end it, it's ended. And when I got into my early 20s, I started dating multiple women. It was one night, a couple girls come holler at me, and they're talking to them. Well, you know what? And then I ended up getting in several years of dating multiple women, and that's how it kind of started. But as far as managing that whole situation, I just being myself in that space. And you have to be yourself in that space. Be honest about what you're fucking, who you're fucking, when you're fucking. And it's basic. It sounds silly to a lot of people because they're stuck in that monogamous. I'm looking for that one. By the time I found my one, I wasn't looking anymore for her. I just knew. I just knew. So it's a real situation.
So, Red, would you say that you have to be at one with yourself in order to attract the one?
Like I've done a lot of work as far as getting to know myself from my early teens all the way up to my 30s. And by the time I met the woman that I'm with now, we've had discussions about, seeing other people, but it's never something that's even really brought up because we're not in that space. We're not worried about it. If it happens, it happens. But we're grown enough to have the conversation. It's like, okay, I want to engage with this person. I want to engage with that person. But I had to get to know myself before then. And I even had a breakthrough in the time of knowing her about some shit that I was holding on to that was really attached and kept me from really opening up. And I can, like I said, to this day, I can call every one of my ex-girlfriends and have a conversation with them, but I didn't really give fully all of myself to that individual.
Wow.
So, there's a lot of growing in that, and for some people, it's just difficult. I get it. I know it. And there'll be some tears. There's going to be some hurt feelings and all that stuff, but, you got to move on. And if you don't know yourself, you cannot know where you are to move forward with someone else.
And that's in any relationship. That's not just polygamous that's any relationship. The relationship with you got to be healthy. You got to have a healthy relationship with yourself before you can have a healthy relationship with anybody else, correct?
All day.
Right.
All day in America.
Which means you need to have some downtime. In other words, people go, well, why aren't you with somebody? Because she ain't got a man. That means she's not valuable. No, maybe she needs downtime to process who she is, because when she gets into her next situation, she's entering it from a healthy standpoint of knowing what she needs.
Wow.
Right? There's too much shit out here about how somebody's supposed to do relating.
Wow.
It's kind of, I don't know.
I love it. Yeah. I'm smoking all of that, even though I don't smoke. Red, we appreciate the call. It's been too long, man. You got to call in more often, man. We appreciate hearing your insight, your wisdom. The next dude to call in got to be Hustle at some point, but we appreciate it. Thanks so much. Veronica?
The gang's all here. Yeah.
The gang's all here. Veronica, I would love for you to give us a little summation, then I'm going to follow up with you. You got 60 seconds.
I just think that it doesn't matter what anybody tells you, what anybody, and that whether it's your parents or your friends or media or church or whoever, I think you have to look inward to know what's right for you. You have to really have the courage to feel into what is right for you in terms of relating, and be willing to take a stand for that, whatever that is. Be willing to stand up and say, this is my truth. And I just think the whole universe accrues to you from that truth.
Wow.
And if it's anything less than that, then that accrues to you too.
Wow. Listen, you can't be in alignment with your personal truth if you're living up to someone else's expectations. If you're killing yourself to live up to their expectations, it's hard for you to stay in alignment with you. Now, watch this. When I'm expecting, I'm not always accepting. Whoa! Epiphany time. If I'm expecting, how can I accept you? Because whatever I'm expecting typically isn't here, which is why I'm expecting. Right? Then a lot of times people will get what they're expecting, and then once they got what they expected, they find out that having what they expected wasn't cracked up to be all that you thought it would be. Right? It's like wishing for that fucking Bentley. Then when you drive it off the lot, you go, well, damn. Wow. This isn't as dope as I thought. It's a car. Do you understand what I'm saying? Will Smith shared that story with Kool Moe Dee, who then shared it with me. He said Will was busting his ass, working hard as hell on The Fresh Prince. And, you know, he finally got that big movie situation with Independence Day. And all he wanted was that fly-ass Rolls Royce. And he said the moment the wheel rolled off the lot, it was underwhelming. Sometimes we are in such a fight for what we're expecting that when we get what we're expecting, it's a letdown because it isn't in reality as much as we thought it was when we were expecting it. So if we're in a perpetual state of expectation with our partner, it's hard to accept them for who they are because they haven't delivered on the expectation. Oh, man, that's heavy shit right there. I'm going to say this. Like Veronica said, I'm 100% in agreement. Find the core you and live it to the fullest until you die. That's the only way to be happy. And when you do that, you're going to attract people who respect and honor the fact that you live there. And they're going to be okay with visiting your space. Hey, I got love for y'all. Veronica, what do you want to promote before we get out of here?
Oh, shoot. Blackmastery.com is a way to carry me around in your back pocket.
Yes.
People wanted me to have a way to carry me around in their back pocket. And Black Mastery changes lives, y'all, for $100. Now, if you want some real juju, you want to come get some business mojo happening in your business, I have a training, a webinar. You can go see it, tinyurl.com, tinyurl.com/90-day blitz. That's 90-DAY-BLITZ. But so go check it out. This is how we take people 10 extra businesses, 100 extra businesses. But if you reach out, you got to be serious. So let me just make it plain.
There it is.
We're serious about our business.
There it is right there. Listen, Zoe Williams is doing something really big. Healthy Relationship Workshop at Kentucky State University. Monday, February 13th, 2017, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Location, Student Center Ballroom. Hosted by the Office of Student Life and Mr. KSU. I met Mr. KSU last year. He wanted to bring me back. This is my second time going back to Kentucky State University. If you're in the area, come support your brother. I'll be out there Monday, February 13th, 2017, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., Kentucky State University. Also, IamZoeWilliams.com. Get your copy right now. If you purchase it today, I'll mail it out tomorrow. I got love for you guys. I appreciate you guys. This has been The Voice of Reason. I will see you guys Monday with another heater. Deuces.